and gentlemen, this is a night of misfortune bringing you the grand final of the summer season. It is a best out of 7 with the first map on Boolean Complex. These two players have had a ridiculous season, and I can't wait to see what they bring to this final. No map is off the books, so everything will be played. I messed up the flag for Fox. I'll fix that in a second. But I'm joined by none other than Spiff himself. Spiff, please introduce our first player.
All right. Spawning in on the south side of the map as the orange UEF player. You know him. You love him. It is OSS JayWix. And he started off with a couple of quick air factories here on Boolean Complex. And Nite, who is his opponent for this finals round?
On the other side of the map, he's had a little bit of a shaky semifinal for the first time since ever, at least when he reaches the grand final. It is our white Aeon commander from Russia, not Germany. I'll fix that in a sec. It is FoxTermelon. He's also opened up with a double air factory, and let's see what he brings to this final. Of course, this first map is a little hard for him, right? Since he's facing up against the UEF as an Aeon on an air map.
And JayWix did win the coin flip, so this is JayWix's first map pick as well.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Looks like he is going to, or rather JayWix is going to straight up send 2 wasps, which ends up being pulled back, which is a good idea here because actually FoxTermelon has managed to amass quite a bit of planes here. And I think he's going for that air rush and maybe even trying to win air very, very quickly.
Solid strategy on this map, although JayWix is expanding out to the sides quite a bit quicker than FoxTermelon at the moment.
Yeah, and JayWix somehow is not sending his planes quite yet, which is curious. So I don't know what FoxTermelon is going to do here in response, but he's just going to pull his air back even more. Right now we have 7 planes versus 7 planes, so UEF is going to start to slowly etch out a lead here, but it doesn't look like JayWix is interested in engaging, which is kind of weird. I think he's adapting more of a safe play. I mean, we see Hope do this on this map as UEF quite a bit. He doesn't actually send his planes right away. He is a little more conservative, but at least he sends in a scout. So maybe JayWix is actually reading the score and can tell that his opponent is doing something crazy. And it is a little bit of a crazy build because of those delayed energy generators. Oh, actually, there was a scout, right? Maybe I just missed it.
Yeah, there was.
Changing. Okay. There was a scout.
Yeah.
I missed it because I missed it because I was changing the flag for Fox.
Yeah, so JayWix got over there with his scout. He saw that Fox already had his 2 factories pumping and that he had 4 air units already. So really there's only, at that point he knew exactly what build Fox was doing. It's a pure air rush.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, and we do have that extra engineer coming out for Fox to aid in that production. This is near perfect production now. I mean, you can, I think, squeeze out just a little bit more, but after just 2 engineers and 1 ACU assisting, it becomes not very efficient. And
yeah, really one is all you need, and it's diminishing returns after that. And I think after like the 3rd engineer, then it's like not at all worth it.
Yeah, and I think what JayWix did here is rush for the forward position here to solidify that radar or place down that radar. It's actually very important here because I was talking about this in one of the previous games where, it's a position war with the air. If your opponent bombs on the left, you can go on the right and bomb, kind of catching them out of position. But obviously as UEF, you can't do that, so you really have to prioritize vision, especially if the air war is very close like it is here.
Well, a 3rd air factory going down for JayWix means that it's not going to stay close for too long.
Yeah, absolutely. And, this expansion is quite a bit better for JayWix as well. And, there's no movement by the ACU towards the center, which suggests that obviously we're not going to see an air land transition anytime soon. But maybe JayWix will buy that this is an ACU coming his way, although it's moving much quicker, I think, than an ACU.
Well, and plus there's the capture trick with the engineer.
Oh, yeah, true. Lately I've been trying to do it, and it's not working for me. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I need to see how exactly that works, but Nevertheless, JayWix probably knows how to do it.
I thought for a second I saw a land factory queued up there, but it was just the lighter area of the grass there. JayWix has added on a 4th air factory over on the left-hand side. And meanwhile, Fox is starting to expand off to the right, but he is really focusing hard on his production to the exclusion of, well, maybe not exclusion, but he's really slowing down his mass points expansion by focusing really hard on that production, not pausing it at all to get that mass going.
Yeah, this feels kind of sloppy from JayWix. I don't know what's going on here. He abandoned that research station production, and now he's getting bombers, and there's no protection for his ACU right now. And at this point, we're nearing that kind of crazy concentration of Weedo buffs for FoxTermelon. So if he decides to go and snipe JayWix, I think it's entirely possible that this does end up going down. Sacrifice capture is going to get that mass extractor.
I think JayWix just built that 1 round of bombers to deal with the engineer, and then switched everything back over to fighters.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a reason why JayWix gets this back. Okay, yeah, Control K. Yeah, we need a factory up here with a shield because this is getting scary. We might see another, similar ending to Hope versus Explo in the qualifier or wildcard round, where there's just a snipe. Very, very scary right now.
Another scout going off across the map. He's going to see exactly what's going on. Fox does throw down his 3rd air factory, finally.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts about JayWix still not throwing down a land factory or an air factory in the front?
I think he needs a shield to hide under, at least. I don't even care if it's a land or an air factory.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I forget how much it takes to snipe an ACU. Well, let's see. It's 30 or 3. How much is it? 20,000 health right now, so maybe like 50 planes to 1 pass, which we're not obviously close to that yet, but it's scary.
Well, plus some extra because the Wasps are going to take down a number of them.
Well, that's why you 1 pass it, right? I don't know. And in 2nd round, can also do it.
Honestly, I think we might be seeing JayWix moving again towards a mass gun turtle kind of style here.
Yeah, that could work. But again, we need some kind of shielding. I am really, really starting to get scared here.
Lots of research stations going down. Meanwhile, Fox is just kind of chilling. His own research station going up.
Yeah, Fox is going to see that there's really no land production. Maybe he can even guess that there's no shields here. So let's see if he moves out with his planes.
Finally, a land factory does get queued up by JayWix in the front there.
I mean, if he gets a couple of shields just in time, that's going to be great. But the air is moving out. Air is moving out here. And honestly, somehow FoxTermelon feels like he has more air.
I think it's just because JayWix's are all stacked up. Oh, but JayWix needs to, not show his butt to the planes.
Yeah.
And there's the mass guns, yep. So I think this air fight is going to be heavily in JayWix's favor. You see shields on those Aeon fighters.
And we do see flares as well. Is there
still
still no
JayWix
shield coming out?
Still no shield.
JayWix does not have the air fight. Look at that. He loses all of his air. What the heck? Flares are OP, man.
Damn, flares.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what happened that fight. All of a sudden, JayWix's planes just melted away, and I think there was much less of them. We need to have shields. What is happening? Why isn't there just a snipe? Am I not understanding something?
Yeah, I'm also kind of feeling like there's something going on here, and I just don't get it.
Have we been casting too much?
Fox finally does make that transition towards land, as he's also put up 2 extra air factories in the back.
Yeah, and this is a lot of research going to FoxTermelon here as well. This time, targets down the land factory. Losing actually a fair bit of planes here. It would be wonderful if we can get a shield on that air factory. I don't know why he's not building shields. Did he forget that shields exist in Subcom 2?
Could be.
Focusing down the engineer. You know, and ironically enough, in this situation, I actually don't know if going for the engineers and factories is actually the smart choice because of all that anti-air that JayWix has. Still no shield.
Yeah. I mean, I think Fox is going to need more air in order to really take out bases.
Yeah.
Because he's going to need to split and have enough to one pass multiple buildings all at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Finally, there's a shield on that land factory, but now there's a lot of freaking planes. What is FoxTermelon doing? He's still not expanding off of this, and curiously enough, JayWix has an engineer at the top left.
Nothing queued up on it yet, though.
JayWix actually is being very, very smart and trying to take the reinforcements while he's down on air. That is insanely brilliant. I really like to see that. Nice split fire, taking out the engineer as well. And now there's nothing to build here.
I mean, he can't be that far off from the energy, the PGen engineers, right?
Right, yeah. But I don't know if that's his priority necessarily right now. Although it would be good, especially because it helps air fights, right? Heals the wasps.
I'm not sure, but I'll take your word for it.
I think it does, because when an engineer is below, even when the planes are moving, somehow they still heal. So, yeah, it's interesting. Expansion on the left-hand side, at the top left for JayWix going up. Fox has no idea.
I mean, Jay's had a huge economic advantage this entire game. He just hasn't been able to parlay that advantage into actual damage on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I would really love to see JayWix sending his plane force to take out the reinforcements again, because I think he's amassing quite a bit of numbers here, and he's going to speed that up considerably by just taking out the reinforcements.
Yeah, JayWix now also has shields on his planes too.
Yeah, so that's going to be a nice engagement here, although he's not going to be engaging over the anti-air. Does a nice job here picking off a few stray planes. Doesn't look like FoxTermelon is quite responding. Oh, very nice. Oh, I thought he was going to go in there. Yeah, I'm going to take out those reinforcements. Yeah, JayWix is threading the needle here, playing with fire. And still,
I mean, his air production is just so massive right now.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 air factories, Spiff. That's an understatement. Versus FoxTermelon 6. Holy damn.
I think the next time they have a big engagement over JayWix's AA, JayWix is actually going to win it this time.
I think if you give it another minute, he might just win it outright. Especially if he gets a nice engagement off of these bombers, which were very nicely trying to bait the Fox, but the Fox is not going to fall for it. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a nice pickup from JayWix. Catches a few planes here for free. And it looks like, I think he's going to engage. Oh, well, that's not...
Fox gets a great turnaround, though. And now JayWix
does. JayWix's score is coming back, fighting over all that anti-air, Spiff. And I'm seeing an awful lot of orange.
That is what I like to see.
For multiple reasons, right?
Yes.
Oh my god, annihilation. FoxTermelon calls GG. And wow. JayWix takes the lead 1-0 in this best out of 7. Wow, indeed. Wow, I didn't even see all that production on the left-hand side. That is crazy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, guys. Well, that's only game 1. Let's go ahead and jump into game 2 in this best out of 7. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 of our finals series. This is Spiff joining Nite of Misfortune to bring you this game on open palms. And Nite, why don't you go ahead and introduce our first player?
All right. Well, starting at the top, we have our white Aeon Commander. Don't poke his melon or he might bleed foxes. It is, you guessed it, FoxTermelon, hailing from Clan AA and Russia. He's placing down a triple land factory. I feel like I don't see him do this. I feel like I don't see him do this that often. And Spiff, what's his opponent doing?
Well, down here on the other side, spawning in once again is the orange UEF commander. It is OSS JayWix, and he's doing pretty much exactly the same thing. 3 land factories. This looks like almost near identical builds.
I think JayWix is reading the score. Normally, I think he goes air. I don't know. It's crazy that both of them go triple air. And Harvogs are coming out. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is pretty good for the UEF, especially with Harvogs coming out. I really think that Fox is expecting air like me from JayWix, and it's just not going to happen here.
Well, I mean, that's usually what Harvogs mean. It means, I think you're going to go air.
Yeah, but normally FoxTermelon is very methodical with how he approaches his, I guess, builds, and he waits to see what actually is going to come out from his opponent. And I feel like this time he's playing so passively. He's so far back. He's not even attempting to build a radar. He's still expanding. This doesn't feel like a normal FoxTermelon to me. And
he's got assist spams. That's weird.
Assist spams?
Yeah, hold shift and look at his commander.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not that weird. I mean, he's just assisting his factories.
I've just never seen it done like that. I didn't know you could do that. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, when you put it on the ground like that, it just assists the first factory available, so you don't waste time between the units popping out. Yeah, I mean, JayWix now has a very good idea what his opponent is doing, and I think he's pretty happy about what he's seeing. He knows he can't quite push his opponent because it's most likely a triple land factory. But he also knows that he doesn't necessarily have to rush into that 4th land factory either. He can expand instead of applying that extra pressure, because unless he makes a mistake, there's really nothing that can hurt him in the next few minutes. So I think this is very nicely played by JayWix. He's reading the game very nicely, whereas FoxTermelon is still building Harvogs, and I really don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, he should know at this point that...
Yeah, I mean, he scouted with his
just all
engineering.
thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really confused as to what this is. Maybe he's just going to try and completely outrun, swarm his opponent, which might work here on the right-hand side. When you see this many bots coming your way, that is a very big possibility, and JayWix has to be very careful with how he positions his units. He needs to be moving to the right now with everything, and maybe even stopping production with that engineer. He's going to scout these bots, which I kind of like. He knows it's not Shajas, but I think he can know that also from how fast they're moving. Yeah, we need to keep moving that blob. He's going to lose this expansion.
But the question is, what is it going to cost Fox to take it out? And Fox pulling a smart move and just splitting off a few bots to maintain the harassment.
Yeah, but now JayWix can more easily deal with this, I want to say. There's another flank coming on at the top, so FoxTermelon just, he's going to start outrunning. Interesting build, interesting way to address this. But he doesn't quite take out any mass extractors, so I guess he just wants to keep running around.
And JayWix did manage to save that engineer on the right-hand side, too. Very well done.
Yeah. He is going to pick off this mass extractor. Would love to see JayWix control K that. Not quite control K.
It was hard to tell.
And honestly, unless JayWix plays on his guitar, he's actually pretty good at stopping this kind of play. He plays against Iron Commander a lot, so I think he should be fine unless he has the jitters, which is always possible. Like I said, he's never been in a final. Well, technically, he's won a tournament before, like he mentioned in the stream chat. But it wasn't an SCS tournament, and it wasn't very big. So while I'm not totally discounting that achievement, where, by the way, he also beat FoxTermelon in the final. I'm not discounting that achievement, but there is definitely a lot of he needs to do here.
I would imagine he's probably got the jitters pretty under control after his excellent showing in the first game, though.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not seeing too many mistakes. I mean, maybe he could have started moving that blob a little earlier. Maybe he mismicroed here in the center a little bit, just as we say that.
He should still be able to clean up this blob before it gets too much damage in. He might lose this factory, but I think that's about it.
No, he's not even going to lose that. I mean, pretty much near perfect defense. I would love to see him keep expanding, though. I think that's the next big thing he needs to do.
Yeah, well, now that engineer's got the point defense up, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's not actually wasting any time. He's just going to finish that with the ACU. And still no tanks from FoxTermelon. Just going to transition into teleport, looks like. Not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, I mean, it's just, I wonder if JayWix is just going to be ready for this. Especially without research. He hasn't gotten too much research points from his fights. And he's losing a lot of bots here.
Who's ahead on mass right now? It's
I think a little bit in no, I didn't see that mass in the back. Yeah, those bots are being microed, but not microed enough. And oh my goodness, FoxTermelon just losing so much here. And that's the weakness of bots. That's why I said you got to do tanks.
Yeah, and I think at this point, JayWix can just push into the main.
Yeah, he can't stop though. Yeah, he has to continue. And really, he doesn't even have to push in too hard. He can just sit there and let his mobile missile launchers do the work. I actually would love to see that ACU expanding forward, and I really do like how he just queued up a bunch of mass on the left. But what's Fox doing, Spiff?
Well, that's a good question. It's probably going to be an Urch now, because what else could he have unlocked at 9 minutes in a game like this, right?
Yeah, and I think last interview, I was actually watching this right before this game. We asked him what he likes to do, where he wants to take his game, and he said experimentals, but they're not really feasible in a tournament setting. It's funny that he's doing that now, but maybe he just did it for memes because he knew he lost that fight in the center. Who knows? But anyway, JayWix does manage to push it out, and that's a 2-0 lead from our American UEF commander. Let's see if he can continue the steamroller here and continue with the win on the next map. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 3 of this grand final for the summer season. We are on Etched Desert. JayWix is in the lead 2-0. What are our players up to, Spiff?
All right, well, starting over here on the right-hand side, spawning in once again as our orange UEF commander, it is JayWix, and he's queued up a couple of quick air factories here. And Nite, what is his opponent doing on the other side of the map?
On the other side of the map, we see something strange lurking in the Russian boreal forests. We have FoxTermelon as our white Aeon commander opening up with a double land factory. You know, I said boreal forest, but this is more of a desert, isn't it? So Russia doesn't really have deserts. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, Siberia.
Siberia, that's the word. Jesus Christ. Earlier with the rainbows, I was trying to reference the northern part of Siberia, or Russia, which is Siberia.
How is it that the American knows this and the Russian does not?
Because the Russian is brain dead right now, Spiff. Oh man, that Iron versus Fox game was honestly the most roller coaster of emotions I've ever experienced in in Supreme Commander 2. That game on Boolean Complex ended in such a ridiculous way, and that was really the beginning of Iron's comeback. That was insane.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch.
And JayWix again holding back with his air, which might not
he is sending a
necessarily
scout
be
out now.
Yeah, might not necessarily be a good idea this game because of all these Harvogs coming out.
But I mean, even Harvog's being quick, it takes him a long time to cross the map, and it's going to give JayWix time to prepare as long as he scouts it properly.
Yeah, I agree. I really don't like this build from Fox. I don't know, maybe all his mental energy goes against preparing against Cybran, which makes sense because this tournament he played a bunch against Cybran, and his main opponent normally is Iron, but he never really played JayWix in a tournament like this. I don't know. Last season I did some interesting statistics for player records to see their face-to-face record.
Now, JayWix scouts out the factories, but he has not yet scouted the bots there. Now he sees the bots.
Yep, and he doesn't like that. That's a pretty good counter so far, and all these wasps are essentially useless now. And let's see what he's going to respond. Well, obviously he's going to begin by transitioning into bombers as soon as possible. And it looks like he wants to move his commander forward and probably establish a land base. Yep, not bad.
Plug up the choke points.
Yeah, not bad. And let's see. I mean, honestly, I don't want to see it, but this would be a good place to go TML. Although once again, there's Harvog, so I don't think he can quite do it yet. But eventually, probably he might choose to do so.
Yeah, he absolutely could. I imagine JayWix is probably holding his research in reserve, though, so it wouldn't be too hard for him to go slip tax and nullify that TML pretty easily.
Yeah, we do see an anti-air already coming out. Yeah, this is going to be insanely difficult for JayWix to hold.
He's doing a great job of spreading his planes out for maximum map awareness, though.
Yeah, he's trying to snipe off those engineers, which is definitely the start to how you come back from this. You got to stall your opponent, which I don't think FoxTermelon is going to want to necessarily push this too fast here. It looks like he wants to really establish something here in the middle. But I'm not necessarily in agreement that that's the best way to go either. And I don't think he will because he has mobile missile launchers rolling out and he has his ACU going forward.
Yeah, I think he just wants to kind of set up a siege position right outside of JayWix's front lines.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal movement of air by JayWix. I mean, the problem here is that his build kind of got hard countered, and he didn't scout, which I think he should have still done. I think he should always scout. God, this is a scary push, Spiff.
It is, but JayWix is pretty well prepared, and I think he just had the same thought you did. Is, you know what? I think that 200 mass would be better spent on a point defense, and there it goes down.
That's a lot of bots. Even without those mobile missile launchers, this is a lot of bots. His air is not near here.
And that A on PD push is probably going to be really difficult to fend off in this situation. JayWix needs to get some MMLs. That first PD is coming down out of range, I think, of most of JayWix's stuff, but it's going to do a very, very good job of protecting the next point defense that's going to get put a little bit further forward.
Well, yeah, and he has the TML on his factories, which is kind of good. Trying to outrange those bots too, but ends up losing a tank for a bot, which is not a good situation or not a good trade, especially in this scenario where he's getting out-spammed essentially. Honestly, demolishers might be good here.
Yeah, I think demolishers would be great, but I think
the problem is time.
later. Yeah, I mean, you don't have enough time to get enough of them quick enough, so I think more tanks and then maybe demolishers.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go to a game 4 here with a 2-1 lead, or a 2-1 score rather. It's unfortunate that I got hard countered, and this is the game that JayWix picked not to scout.
And on his own map pick, too.
Yeah. Yeah, not too hard here for FoxTermelon to finish this game out. JayWix trying to buy as much time as he can. He's trying to get those mobile missile launchers. That's not the terrible idea. And, you know, tanks aren't good, again, against versus bots. Not bad, but, I mean, the problem is he's going to start losing production here as well.
Yeah, that factory made a good meat shield, but another point defense is going to zone out JayWix's tanks from pushing back, and he's in a really tough spot right now. He is doing some damage over on the other side of the map. He's taken out one of the starting 4 mexes, which is nice. And, you know, maybe he can buy enough time on the front line here to stall out Fox's economy, but it's pretty tight.
You know, there are a lot of mobile missile launchers here, so maybe in another minute, JayWix can maybe push. He needs to get his mobile missile launchers in range of those PDs, because if it wasn't for those PDs, I think he could really start to push with his tanks. Yeah, the problem is the point defense is not the bots.
I mean, that's still a lot of bots, though.
Yeah, but it's not the bots necessarily that are going to kill him here. It's the point defenses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bots are basically just a meat shield for the PDs.
Did he stop bomber production? Like, why is there so few bombers right now?
No, he's still making them.
I feel like he should have way more at this point.
He's lost a number of them to bot AA, I believe.
God,
he is doing a really good job holding off this push, but it's just, there's too much.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually in this situation a lot against Iron Commanders, so I haven't seen him whittle out of this yet very efficiently. And it doesn't look like he's honestly going to do this either. I think, honestly, we needed to prioritize taking out the mobile missile launchers. Because if he did that with his planes, I mean, it doesn't matter if you lose your planes then, because you're stalling out your opponent's push. Because it's not really the PDs or the Harvogs that are really killing him right now. It's those mobile missile launchers.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a fair few bombers here, and he found a good spot where, you know, there was no split. He could get a lot of damage done in just one run.
And FoxTermelon is all in here, essentially. Wow, only one mobile missile launcher dies there? That's not ideal. You know, the fact that JayWix is still alive, though, is kind of crazy. But I think he knows that he's going to lose, yeah.
This could be a draw, though. It's really close.
Oh, shit. No way. Don't tell me. Oh! JayWix! Genius! You crazy, crazy genius! Wow, Spiff.
He did it. The crazy son of a bitch, he did it.
And we'll leave it at that because we're going to replay the map, guys. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Edge Desert to replay the map. We're going to quickly reintroduce the players and see what they're doing. I already see some differences, but Spiff, take it away.
All right, well, I'll give it a start over here on the left-hand side, spawning in as the white Aeon Commander. It is FoxTermelon, and he's going for some eco and then some air this time. And what's going on the other side of the map?
On the other side of the map, the last hope of UEF, of OSS, and of American players. It is our orange UEF commander, JayWix, opening up with a double air factory, similar to how he did last time.
Oh, he's going to be a lot happier with FoxTermelon's build this time, I think.
Yeah, well, let's see if he scouts, because he can again be in the situation that he was very nearly on Boolean, and find himself out losing his whole air force to this very quick air opening from Fox. Although his factories are quicker, and he is going to scout, so I think crisis is averted. And
I think Fox is going to be going for a bit more of an eco-focused build this time, a little bit slower.
yeah, he was very all in that last game. I mean, you could just see it. He had no engineers coming. It was just, I don't even know he was building Harvox anymore. I didn't see any Harvox streaming from the rear factories. And yeah, no expansions. He had to finish it. And honestly, I think JayWix was just, I don't know how he did it. Maybe FoxTermelon made a mistake by not bringing his commander back, but oh, what is going on?
Actually, you know what? Is that now a land factory, okay.
Yeah. I think Fox is going to do another hard transition into land and just going to try the same thing. Oh my goodness.
And just hit a little bit later and a little bit harder, I think.
Yeah. But I think JayWix, the way he's going to play this is he's going to want to take an air engagement quickly anyway, and he's going to see that there's not enough air. So I don't know. I think we might have another situation here where... Oh, he control K'd his air. Okay, I don't know why. That wasn't necessary. But yeah, that just confirms my thesis here. That is insane. Guys, the mind games. The mind games are here. Shit. That's crazy. That is bonkers. I'm running out of words to describe this situation. This whole tournament. I knew going in this was going to be an amazing tournament because we had so many crazy players. But I didn't think it would be this crazy. And I was saying off camera that if JayWix wins this match, it's going to be an absolutely bonkers, kind of blow to Fox, I think. Because you're winning the match, you're down 2-0 already, and you replay the map and you lose. That's going to be huge. And it looks like JayWix is not going to be scouting, though. Oh, man. Yeah, we might have an issue, Spiff.
Yeah, Fox isn't really being as aggressive as last game, though. He's continuing to expand his economy as he also keeps his production back in his main base instead of pushing towards the center this time.
Yeah, and I've been holding off for quite some time to say this or mention this, but I guess we can talk about it now because it's a little bit of a lull here in this game. But this is the last tournament that I think JayWix is going to be playing. He's actually leaving us in October, I believe, right before the Serpent's anniversary tournament. So he's really, really motivated, I know, even from speaking to him, to try and win this tournament for several reasons, that one probably being the greatest reason, but also, like we said, he hasn't really won a big tournament like this, and he's definitely shown some great skill, and he hasn't even been in a final of a tournament like this before, so definitely already a great accomplishment, and even if he wasn't OSS, if he was leaving, I would really want him to win this because that's I think he definitely deserves to win a tournament.
Well, I mean, he's been putting the work in, and it really shows in his play.
Yeah, I mean, every tournament I watch him, it's improvement after improvement. I think he put in the heavy work last year to improve his builds and overall knowledge of the game. But over the last few months, he's just improved his micro and his overall play. And he scouts it again. Let's see. Let's see what he says now. Oh my goodness. I mean, gunships wouldn't be bad here, right?
Gunships would be all right. This time he's going for a research station instead of trying to plug up the choke points.
JayWix, I think you're being a little offensive to the rest of the people that are not even close to your skill level right now. FoxTermelon doing some FoxTermelon things, control king factories, maximizing his build. I really like the expansion. It's not even about the Harvogs right now. It's about the expansions that FoxTermelon took. Yeah, and gunships are good. I don't see a problem here for JayWix. I think he just needs to put eyes on this bot harass that's coming his way.
Yeah, I mean, just like with a lot of other units, gunships take up a while to build up enough to really, do a lot of damage. He has added another air factory with gunships popping out, which I like. I don't know if he's really going to have enough to defeat this push of bots when it comes in efficiently. So I think he might need to move his commander to help deal with that.
Yeah,
You
and at
should
this
see it on
point,
radar by now.
yeah, at this point, I wouldn't even bother expanding up there. It doesn't look like he is queuing up any mass extractors there. But if I was Fox, I wouldn't even necessarily waste my time sending bots over there, because honestly, every second you give JayWix at this point, even with his inferior economy, you kind of let him back into the game because he has been having research stations up for a little longer. Oh, it's just one. I thought he had another one, but still.
Well, Fox doesn't have any, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and as a UEF, I think it's important to kind of maintain your research lead. So it's just going to come down to how much damage FoxTermelon can do here, and I really want to see a Control K on this mass extractor here, which is why I'm going to zoom in a little bit. But that's an important point here.
I don't think we get to see the little numbers as the observers,
No.
do we?
No, you just have to watch. That's
No
why you have to
Control
watch.
K on that.
Yeah, you just have to watch early. And we do have AC1Ks, so
Expected.
yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm just concerned about this swarm of stuff coming his way.
I think he managed to, well, because the bots didn't come straight in, they kind of went around. I think he had enough time to get enough gunships, at least on the north side. He is pretty much undefended on the south side. He has a radar down there, so he'll see this push coming, but he hasn't reacted to it yet.
Yeah, and this is where I think FoxTermelon shouldn't have Control K his air factories, because I think he would have been very nice if he could have some air. Yeah, and wasn't really a need to do it. I mean, yeah, you get a bit of mass from doing it, but still, like, I don't know. I don't think it was worth it. This push is going to be worth it, though.
Yeah, those gunships are awfully slow. And they feel a lot slower on a big map like this.
This time, JayWix does Control K there. His tanks are going to respond to this little blob of Harvlogs. Well, it's not really little, but it is going to manage to take out this mass extractor. What is it? 4 turds in there? Oh,
JayWix gunships not responding and getting shot down here.
Yeah,
why doesn't he attack in? He could take those out.
Yeah, I don't
I think
really
he has
know.
enough gunships there.
I think he's just waiting for his AC1K. His tanks are also getting outnumbered here. Not taking the greatest of fights.
I just wish he would throw his gunships into the fight. North, south, pick one, just get him fighting.
Yeah. I think at this point it's got to be north. First AC does roll out, though, and I think he's going to be looking for an engagement here. All right, micro is going to be important here on the AC1K. Oh, man, I don't know if... Yeah. He's going to lose a lot of structures here. And not really microing his AC either. That AC didn't do any damage.
Okay, now it starts firing.
Yeah, but he's facing the wrong way.
And okay, there we go. Yeah, I think he lost more there than he really needed to.
Yeah, I mean, he was going to lose something, but if he cleans this up and manages to re-expand and doesn't lose this AC1K or his gantry, I think he's going to be in very good shape here. Just
On the other side of the map, Fox is spamming out mobile AA.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't necessarily... And now he rebuilds those air factories that he shouldn't have Control K'd. Yeah, and losing these land factories is honestly not a big deal. I don't even think JayWix really needs them anymore.
Not sure how much he needed them in the first place if he had just focused more on gunship production.
Well, if his tanks were a little better controlled, I think it would have been good, but they didn't end up being so. So needs to re-expand because FoxTermelon is honestly the very big difference that we're seeing in this game is he actually has a crazy ton of expansions here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that second AC1K is going to pop out pretty soon. Maybe wait for a third, but I think 2 is probably enough to just go start tearing apart the main base.
Yeah, and how many mass extractors did JayWix lose? For some reason, I didn't pay attention to that. Well, it looks
4,
like
7.
well, it looks like from his core he only lost 2, so it wasn't completely
Total of 9 then?
disastrous, but he needs to start taking out some of these expansions, I think.
I mean, he has a huge air advantage right now that he needs to take advantage of.
Yeah, I don't know why he's still sitting there. I mean, he has radar coverage, so he knows that nothing is really coming his way. And now there's air production, a lot of air production from Fox.
Okay, so 2 AC1Ks out. I think maybe he's just waiting for the third.
Yeah, third will really give you a lot of DPS, but the problem is this air that's coming out from Fox. Well, it's not big enough yet to contest with the Wasps, but eventually it will be, obviously. And these gunships are really, really slow, so any bots that Fox sends his way are probably going to be very hard to stop. Yeah, I think that radar that JayWix is trying to build at the top right should have been built there before the engineer left, especially with all these bots. JayWix just can't.
I don't think JayWix's scout is going to get in far enough to see the air factories.
Yeah, he won't. He'll just see a bunch of anti-air. And JayWix just can't decide what he wants to do with his gunships. Like, his ACs should be moving.
They should be out there doing damage.
Yeah, regardless of whether he or not he thinks he needs the third one, I think they need to be doing something. Mech's guns would be nice here, though. I do quite like that, if he does have it.
I don't think he has it, but
yeah, probably not. There's a lot of research that he had to put into that air gantry. He does resume wasp production, so
he did scout out some planes on the other side of the map.
Oh, he did. Okay, all right. So it's not going to be disastrous.
He didn't fly over. He didn't get to the main, I don't think, but the planes did take out his scouts, so he knew that Fox had gone back into air.
Yeah, well done by JayWix to scout that. Also, he needs to control his structures though.
Not all of them.
Should have waited on that mass placement before he took out that mobile missile launcher.
Okay, finally the AC-1Ks are moving towards this little installation in the south here.
Yeah, but I think they're needed in the center now, ironically.
I don't know, there's probably enough gunships there, but it's going to be pretty close battle, I think.
Yeah, I don't think JayWix can lose his base again.
It depends on what Fox's air does. If Fox's air goes to fight the gunships, then that's going to go poorly in the center. But if they go to fight the AC-1Ks, then I don't know. It's more of a toss-up.
I think they're going to fight the Wasps. That's the right call, I think. And honestly, I mean, even like these gunships are not going to get a lot from this fight, regardless. So I'm not really sure why we're looking for an engagement here.
The air fight is really close, though. I think Fox just barely has an edge.
Yeah, somehow JayWix's planes live really long. And he did take out that land factory, and there's no engineer anywhere close, so...
And again, these gunships taking all sorts of fire without shooting back. They need to turn around.
Oh, air fortress, Spiff.
I see that. That's a lot of fun.
Honestly, he could just
Is it
control
going to
K it
actually?
and just
Is it
take
going
out
to
all
actually
those
make a difference
bots.
in the fight, though?
And meanwhile, JayWix actually wins the air fight on the bottom.
Yeah, with the planes that he held in reserve, his ACU meanwhile is escaping out the back of his base. He's just giving up the base.
Yeah, I don't know why.
He had all those gunships right there, and he just gave up the base.
Yeah, I don't know where they're even going. Like, what is their target here?
They're just moving off to the side of the map. I don't know. Go for the snipe. Come on. Those AC-1Ks can just do
Oh,
rings around the main base and wear it down because there's really no air left.
is that what he
JayWix just
wants
needs
to
to get on
do?
the other side of the map. I think if JayWix can just get his air to the other side of the map, he wins.
You think? There's a lot of anti-air.
Yeah, but AC-1Ks don't really care about anti-air that much. Especially
When
mobile
there's that
AA.
much of it.
Yeah, but it outranges ground-based AA. Mobile AA at least.
That's crazy that JayWix put his commander there. Oh my goodness.
Well, Fox is retreating his bots. Oh, I spoke
Yeah.
too soon.
No, I think he's looking for that ACU. Just looking in the wrong places. Yeah, that. Oh, is he just gonna sack it? I think he's just gonna sack it.
It did pretty much fall right on the commander, and now the AC-1Ks are... No, they're not focus firing the commander. They're focus firing the anti-air towers. And the
I think
mass
JayWix
extractors.
misclicked with his AC-1Ks, but I think this is
I
still
think
gonna
he
be
might have.
enough.
Yeah, it looks like the gunships alone would probably do it.
I don't know. There's a lot of anti-air. Well, there's one AC that's still alive. Wow, this is gonna be enough, I think. Or is it?
Just barely enough, I think.
I don't know. I can't call it, man.
Yep. JayWix manages to take the regame to put himself on match point for the whole tournament.
Oh my god, and he did it in a very crazy way, guys. Like, oh my goodness, that is insane. We are going to go to game 4, match point. That's so crazy on game 4. Let's go and see how it goes and if JayWix can get a 4-0 win.
All right, welcome back everybody to Game 4 of our finals series for the summer season here. This is Spiff joining Nite of Misfortune, and Nite, why don't you go ahead and reintroduce our first player?
All right, on bottom of this Desolatia mod, it is our Russian Aeon Commander spawning in purple. It is FoxTermelon. He's opening up with a triple land factory opening. Again with the triple land factory. But it is Desolatia, so it's not that surprising. And just so you guys know, FoxTermelon obviously is colorblind, so that's why he's not white, which is, I know, weird. But supposedly purple or another color helps him see, so that's good. But what is his opponent doing, Spiff?
All right, on the other side of the map, his opponent spawning in again as the orange UEF commander. It is JayWix, and he's got a 3-factory build queued up as well, very similar.
Yeah, no air. Pretty standard things, I think. I still would really love to see the build that Hope did on this map, maybe executed by Alpha X, because he's, I don't know, he's the one that started doing that, but it was before my time. But yeah, I mean, I think he just pulls off that build on this map, at least on the original map, pretty well.
You know, there's so much dead space around the edges of this map. I wonder how transports would be on these new spawns.
Spiff. There's
Yes?
there's a little nasty Aeon unit on the map,
So there is.
and I don't like it. Man, JayWix has been sending that tank there every game. What is up with that? Remind me to ask that, or you can ask it during the interview if he wins. No, when he wins.
I bet it's just a scout to see if there's anyone coming through this choke point.
You think?
Yeah.
But he's about to place a radar.
So?
I don't know.
He doesn't have the radar yet.
I don't know.
Or maybe he knows that Fox likes to send those cheeky engineers out and he's just blocking that like he just did.
I don't know. I don't know. JayWix does whatever he wants. No one knows why he does crazy things that he's been doing. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Well, you heard it here, everyone. JayWix is Spider-Man.
Or a version of. Honestly, though, if you would assign superhero names to the pros, would you not give JayWix Spider-Man? Because I feel like he's the kid, friendly neighborhood kid that goes in and pwns all the foreign guys.
Yeah, I mean, he's got great power and great responsibility, so I think Spider-Man fits for him.
All right, what's Iron then?
Iron Man, obviously.
Oh, yeah, Della. Or Man of Steel. Superman.
No.
No?
Because Iron Commander implies, a technological bent to it, right? Superman just gets his powers from the sun. There's nothing technological or iron about that.
Isn't it from his genes, not the sun?
Well, I mean, without the sun, though. It's the combination of the sun and the Kryptonian genes or something. I don't know.
Okay, this is a really interesting conversation, but I really want to point out something. The tank scout from JayWix was absolutely genius, but what was even more genius is FoxTermelon holding fire to hide the fact that he has shotjas.
Yeah.
All right.
So many shotjas.
All right, but then what's FoxTermelon then? The Green Lantern?
That might work. So who's Aquaman then?
I think Zeta would be Aquaman.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
For some reason I can get on board with that.
Maybe it's because he pulled off an Atlantis against us in a 2v2 in the tournament. I don't know. Maybe that has to do with it. Okay, I feel like JayWix knows these are shotjas, even though he didn't see it shoot. Let's see if he does the trick I taught him.
What trick did you teach him?
I don't want to reveal it unless he reveals it. I don't know if it's a foolproof way, but we did it in the tournament.
He knows they're shotjas now.
Yeah, definitely. I do like that the shots were getting drawn by the structure in the
and
ECU.
I think Fox is going to go down here.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Shotja Rush got shut down, and my boy Spiff, or fuck it, JayWix, they're all my boys. JayWix becomes the champion of the summer season final, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible performance. I mean, I believed full-heartedly in JayWix, but the fact that he won it in straight games is absolutely insane. I mean, was Foz just not on his game? What are your thoughts, Spiff?
I think that just goes to show how strong JayWix has gotten and how much work he's put into building up his skills. Fox is definitely one of the most skilled players out there, and JayWix has just shown us all that he can put himself right up at that same level.
Yeah, absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. What a crazy ending. I did not see... If anybody was going to win a 4-0, I thought it would be Fox. I was just praying, honestly, going into this, that Fox wouldn't 4-0 this. But JayWix, oh my goodness, that Desolatia turnaround, I think that was honestly like very close to the breaking point for this whole entire final. And it'll be interesting to see what obviously JayWix has to say about this whole thing. But we're going to try and get him in for an interview, guys. And then we're going to do just a little summary, I guess, of the tournament. But I am so happy that JayWix has managed to pull this out. We're going to just take a little short break for me to update the covers. And then I'm going to see if JayWix will give us an interview. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. If you're still watching, give a thumbs up to this video. If you liked the video, leave a comment. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you are blown away by it, check out my Patreon page. This has been Nite. Take care and peace out.